I've been, for better or for worse, I've played every gig that Bad Company's ever done. And yeah, like any band that's been together a long time, there's been ups and downs and mishits and so on and so forth. And you mentioned Holy Water. And I feel that, for people who are interested in Bad Company, I have to address the Brian Howe era. And yeah, straight off, I have to say, although we kept the name alive when Paul backed out and wanted to do other things, it was a period that I feel the band took a different direction. It became more of a hair band, if you want, and away from the soulful, the blues rock soul that Bad Company was known for. I have a few regrets because we didn't get on with Brian, and I won't knock him because he's now passed away. We had our differences, and that's the way it goes. But he was a hard worker, and we made some good music. I'm not knocking the music. We made a couple of good albums, and it's funny, I have to remember this band's been around nearly 50 years, and there are generations that were brought up on the Brian Howe albums, I've read some remarks on Facebook, Bad Company's Facebook, that they weren't familiar with Paul Rodgers' era, So I just have to bear that in mind. So yeah, we took a different direction, and for nearly over 6-7 years, we worked with Brian, and then he left, and we got back on track. We had Robert Hart singing for a couple of years. He was great. He was much more in Paul Rodgers' vein of singing, and I like Robert. He was a good guy and a very good singer. And then Paul rejoined, and we've been together ever since.
Absolutely. And just redressing that point then, because obviously when Paul decided to leave Bad Company, I spoke to Joe Lynn Turner as well, and he said at one stage he was being considered for the part, and he tried out, and as well he was looking at Foreigner and things like that, and then Deep Purple got the call. Was there ever a point when Paul Rodgers left that you thought maybe we should stop Bad Company, or was it just full guns ahead from you guys?
No, honestly, there wasn't. We had such a good run, and we got influenced by Ahmet Ertegun, the head of Atlantic. We said, you got a great band here, guys. And I know it sounds like heresy now that, to get another singer in, but we were persuaded to go. And, when Brian came in, we sold a couple of albums that sold in the millions.
Yes. Yeah.
And it wasn't. And it was kind of like a means to an end. I do regret it because we didn't get on. It became quite apparent that Brian Howe on stage was a lot different to the Brian Howe in the studio, who was a very hard worker. His music wasn't really what moved me, but it was good. I wasn't knocking it. But on stage and on the road, we just didn't get on. I don't remember Joe Lynn. I think it was bandied about that Joe Lynn might be up for it. Stevie Marriott wanted to join the band. We had a singer from America who wanted to join the band. Obviously, there were quite a few people willing to fill the slot. But, nothing ever came of it.